Hey, what's up? This is Blake from the Tone Mob Podcast, and I am very excited to bring you the Burnsides by Gunstreet. The Burnsides are a single coil pickup despite their appearance. I know. They are indeed a single coil pickup, and they have quite the history. To tell the story, we have to do a little bit of time traveling. We have to go back to my very first NAMM show, the 2016 Winter NAMM show, where I met a man named Ken Calvé, and he had a company called Roadhouse Pickups. Now, he was explaining some pickup stuff to me, and it went way over my head at the time. I really didn't know what he was talking about, but it was clear that the guy was very sharp, and he knew a lot about pickup design. Fast forwarding a little bit, we get to a point in time where I'm ordering that blue guitar that you saw in the intro to this video, and right back there. It's an Oceana Imperial made by a guy named Paul Roney. Paul suggested I go with Ken from Roadhouse Pickups for my pickups. He said he made some very unique single coils that were unlike anything else currently on the market. So of course, I went with Paul's suggestion, and that is what is in that blue guitar right now. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about today? That guitar quickly became one of my favorites. If you followed me for any amount of time, I'm sure you've seen it in a clip or two, or a picture, or some form or fashion, and I always get questions about it. So imagine my surprise when just a few years later I get an email from Ken asking if I knew anybody that might want to get into making pickups. And of course, I didn't really at the time, but I scratched my chin and I thought to myself, well, maybe I want to learn about this a little bit. Maybe I want to know more. And so we started a conversation, and it turns out Ken went down a different career path and he wanted to get out of making pickups. So Ken brought all of his supplies and his tools and his equipment over to the shred shed and showed me the basics of making pickups. He showed me some of the principles that go into making some of those original designs that he based off of the old Supro pickups from back in the day. He made some improvements to them and some tweaks and some different things here and there, and he showed me all of that stuff. And I quickly realized I was in way over my head. Leaping way forward and leaving out a lot of the details that you can find in the podcast that Sean, Scott, and myself did in regards to Gunstreet merging together with Stringjoy. You can find that episode down in the description if you really want to get all of the nuts and bolts details. Sean from Gunstreet had already been making his own pickups sort of quietly and on the down low for a little while now. So when I brought him the supplies, the information, and some of the tools that I'd gotten from Ken, we realized we had a perfect storm on our hands. We could bring back some of these designs that literally do not exist in any form on the aftermarket at all. These are absolutely some of my very favorite single coil pickups, and again, there's nothing else like them on the market. They feature 2 bar magnets, which is kind of unique, so you don't have to worry about string spacing. You can put them into a variety of instruments, but they also feature a full Faraday cage, so they're one of the quietest true single coils that I have ever experienced ever. They also have an extremely old school, jangly tone that I've never been able to match. It's almost like somewhere in between a Telecaster and a P90. It's hard to describe, so I won't try to describe it. I will just let you hear it. Let's get into some clean tones. I'm just going to play a few different positions, a few different little licks, and you can hear what these things sound like. Let's go. That neck pickup does it for me every single time. Seriously, I love that. That is one of my favorite clean tones. Absolutely love it. The bridge is great too, especially when you get rocking here in this neck section. But man, that neck pickup really does it for me personally in Clean Tonesville. Is that the place? Clean Tonesville, USA? It is now. Welcome to Clean Tonesville, USA. Now we're going to go to Dirty Town, because everyone needs to know what it sounds like with a little bit of bite, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of overdrive. So let's check out all three positions with some dirty tones next. Here we go. Alrighty folks, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed these clips and I hope you enjoyed the story. I am personally very, very excited that these are finally back. These are genuinely some of my favorite pickups ever, and it was a little bit of a bummer to tell people what they were when they would ask about this guitar, because I knew there was no way for them to buy them or try them out for themselves. But that is no longer the case. You can go to gunstreet.co and check them out for yourself today. I am so excited about it. I could not be more pumped to finally bring these things back. Thank you so much for watching, for hanging out, and please go to gunstreet.co and check these out. The link is, of course, down in the description. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. And please, please, please hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll talk to you on the internet very soon. Later.